It has been 1 year since I started investing $5 a day into the stock market, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over how my investment has performed over the last year. At the beginning of 2024, I opened up a brand new brokerage account with Webull and started making daily investments. And since that time, the market has continued to be on fire. See, many of us spend at least $5 a day on things that we don't even need. Things such as coffee from Starbucks or ordering from Uber Eats. And then I thought to myself, instead of spending money on things that I don't even need, I could simply take that money and start to invest it into the market. And that would allow me to accomplish two goals. The first was seeing how making small daily contributions could grow over a long period of time. And second, it would encourage people that have never invested before to jump into the stock market, which would allow them to take control of their financial futures. See, whenever I was growing up, my family didn't know much about money. I mean, they worked hard for everything that they got, but when it came to making smart financial decisions, and more importantly, building wealth, that's just not something that was known in my household. So whenever I learned how to build wealth, how to make smarter financial decisions, I wanted to make sure that I started documenting my progress and my process of how I'm going about obtaining wealth in the future. And since I started this about a year ago, I've had several people leave comments on my videos and mention that they are now starting to invest and taking control of their financial futures. So in my opinion, that's a W. When starting to invest, many people often wonder, where do you get started? And more importantly, what do you actually buy? What I tell people, I like investing in ETFs and index funds because it allows you to invest in hundreds of companies within an individual fund, which is great because it takes you out of the position of having to select individual stocks. I often refer to investing in ETFs and index funds as investing on EasyBump. And the fund that I've been investing in over the past year is VOO. VOO is issued by Vanguard and it tracks the S&P 500 index, which is essentially the 500 largest companies within the US. So investing in VOO means that I do not have to select individual stocks, and every day that I'm investing, I get a piece of the 500 largest companies within the US. And on top of that, about 6 months ago, I turned on the auto investment feature within Webull. And what that essentially did was it allowed Webull to go in on every single trading day and purchase $5 worth of VOO on my behalf. So essentially, I'm only logging into my account every few weeks to add money into my account. But other than that, I just let the app do its thing. So want to talk about easy mode? It doesn't get any easier than that. All right, so now let's take a look and see how my investment in VOO has performed over the last year. All right, so if you take a look at the screen here at the top left, you will see that my open P&L in this position, I am up $115.87. And my account with VOO, I am up 8.99%. Now, if you look to the column below that, you will see that my investment in VOO is up $1,405.14. And then if you look to the right of that, you will see that I have a total cost of $1,289.27 that I've actually invested into the market. Now, when it comes to the total cost, there are two things that I wanted to point out about this. One, there are 252 trading days in every single year. And our $5 investment into the market equates to $1,260. So this number is a little skewed for a couple of reasons. One is that I'm filming this video a couple of days after the new year, and my account has purchased an additional $5 of VOO on 3 days. So that's skewing the numbers just a little bit. And then secondly, I'm invested in VOO's dividend reinvestment program. Essentially what that is whenever VOO pays out a quarterly dividend, it is reinvested back into my position. So that's going to skew that number a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to change what my returns look like over the past year. And if you look to the right of that, you will see I have an average cost. So that's the average cost that I was able to buy into this position is $496.06. And if you look below that, you will see I have a quantity of 2.599, so almost 2.6 shares. And again, that's going to be skewed a little bit because I am having the dividends that I received reinvested back into VOO. And then, of course, I'm doing my daily purchases as well. And then the last price that I purchased VOO at is $540.64. All right, so if you take a look at the graph on this screen here, you will see at the beginning of 2024, one share of VOO cost $423.20. And if you look at the graph here, you will see that we continue to move to the upside over the entire year. And now, in order to buy one share of VOO, it is going to cost $540.38. If you've been following the market, then you know over the course of 2024, VOO had a return of 23.3%. This is great because most analysts expect the stock market to have an average return of 8 to 12% per year. So over the course of 2024, the S&P 500 doubled the average return of the stock market. So even though the S&P 500 had a return of over 23% last year, my investment obviously didn't move that much to the upside. So you have to remember, my investment in VOO was made every single day, and it was much cheaper to buy VOO at the beginning of 2024 than it was when we ended the year in 2024, when we saw that a share of VOO was trading at around $540. But hey, I invested $1,260 into VOO over the course of 2024, and at the end of the year, I had a value of over $1,400. So in my opinion, that is a much better outcome than going and blowing that money on things such as Starbucks or Uber Eats or things that I don't even need, because now I'm able to actually start building out our portfolio. So as you can see, the market was on fire last year. So much so that I started investing in an additional ETF, which is SCHG, and now I'm making daily contributions to both positions. Now I know investing small amounts of money will not make us rich in the short term. But as we continue to invest in our accounts and work to increase our investments over time, we are well on our way to start building wealth. So now that we're 1 year in, we're going to start to step up our game. So I have a challenge for you. I want you to try to find an additional $50 to $100 every single month that you can start to add to your investment portfolio. Now you can add this to an existing position that you are already investing in, or you can add an additional position to your portfolio. The choice is yours, but I do want you to start figuring out ways where you can invest more money into your portfolio over the course of 2025. I'll leave a link to an ETF database down in the description if you're interested in researching additional index funds that you can invest in. Now, if you want to see how my entire portfolio, including SCHG, performed in 2024, then make sure to check out the next video.